One question, if the talks go ahead, is which Donald Trump will show up. This one?
Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself. He is a sick puppy.
He has said things that are horrific. And with me, he's not getting away with it.
Or the Trump who last night struck a different tone.
I believe that. I really do. I think they want to do something. I think they want to make peace. I think it's time.
But ever since last week's surprise offer for talks with Kim Jong-un delivered by South Korean officials directly to Trump, Trump critics have emphasized it's a high-risk endeavor, especially for a president long derided as a foreign policy rookie.
I am very worried that he's going to go into these negotiations and be taken advantage of.
Still, even as those South Koreans returned home today, Trump officials were quick to point out it's the president's actions that led to the offer of talks in the first place.
We've done more sanctions this year than the entire last 10 years, and there's no question these sanctions are working, and that's what's brought him to the table.
Pressure will continue to mount on North Korea. There is no relief in sight until the president gets the objective that he has set forth consistently during his entire time in office.
The objective is the complete denuclearization of North Korea. Is it achievable by a U.S. president also scorned for petulance and impulsiveness? Last night, even he pushed back when the crowd booed at that name.
Kim Jong-un. And no, it's very positive. No. After the meeting, you may do that, but now we have to be very nice because let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
No little rocket man. Not this time. Paul Hunter, CBC News, Washington.
Now, while Trump was making nice with North Korea, during that same speech, he took a shot at Canada. Have a listen.
Canada's brutal. Canada's really tough. Hey, and I don't blame them. Why should I blame them? Because they've just outsmarted our politicians for decades. And I don't mean Obama. I mean all of them. Since Bush the first.
The president also highlighted once again that exempting Canada from the new steel tariff will only continue if he's happy with the outcome of ongoing NAFTA negotiations. I'm joined now by Katie Simpson in Ottawa. So, Katie, for at least the next month, I suppose it's going to be like the sword of Damocles hanging. We should expect to hear a lot of bluster just like that.
Yeah, Andrew, the next round of NAFTA talks is expected to start in April, and clearly Donald Trump is trying to amp up the pressure around that. The president is not dropping his threat to impose steel and aluminum tariffs on Canada and Mexico unless both agree to his NAFTA demands. Now, despite what Trump says, Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister is refusing to link these issues.
We will not be subject to any form of pressure at the NAFTA negotiating table. And this is important, our NAFTA negotiating position has not been changed by this episode. We are very clear on that.
Chrystia Freeland's next big challenge will be getting that same message to stick in the U.S. She'll try and do that by continuing the Canadian Charm Offensive outreach program at full speed. The government will also try and put some Canadians at ease this week. The Prime Minister will visit nearly half a dozen aluminum and steel plants over the next 3 days. Justin Trudeau will be highlighting how these industries have helped solidify the Canada-U.S. trading relationship. But this past week has been filled with uncertainty for these sectors. So Trudeau can expect to be meeting with anxious workers who have blunt questions about how he's going to protect their jobs, Andrew.
Katie Simpson in Ottawa. Thanks.